Hello and welcome again to Things I Learned on the Internet for 6 months of winter in Michigan. One thing that I just kind of discovered is a clay flower pot grill / oven. It works. I tried it yesterday, and the little biscuits we made turned out great. What you do, start out with 2 pots, about like this, different sizes. I got a 6-inch on the top, and the bottom one, you leave the hole open. You take a drill bit, a special drill bit, glass cutting one is one that I used, and cut 5-6 holes. I don't know if you can see them or not. One, anyways, like that. And you put that right here on top of I'm using a brick with bigger hole so you can get air circulation through there. Then you use a heavy-duty steel grate you use for like your floor tile drainage thing. That sits down here at the bottom, like so. Then you put your little grate, I don't know, had one sitting around from someplace, set that right on top, and that's your grill. You put your charcoal on top of the black grate, which I have my charcoal over here, and getting ready. I just started it a minute ago. Then for the top, what you do is flip it over so it's upside down. You drill 2 holes in the top. You leave the big one open. You drill 2 holes. Some people will put a handle on it where you reach in and grab it. That's too expensive for me. So I just grabbed an old clothes hanger, folded it over, and on the inside, I just bent the tabs over a little bit so that holes in store. And this is your chimney. And these clay pots are so insulated, it works great as an oven. And you just pick it up by the handle. Some people will put like fireproof liner between the 2 levels, but to me this works just fine. Smokes a little bit as it's cooking, but that's what charcoal is supposed to do. Let me zoom out, get back here. And it's really the whole thing. The whole thing cost me less than $10. Most expensive stuff was a steel grate, and that was about $5. Then I took my thermometer off my barbecue grill, and then that sits right inside of there. That way it'll tell me how hot it's getting. Yesterday it was running about 250. If I take this wing nut off here, let me, 1 second. Okay, wing nut off. And it sits right there on top. Not hard at all. Right now it's, I don't know, shows 100 because it's pretty darn hot out here today. Mid-July in Michigan. It gets into the 90s a lot. And 6 months from now it'll be about 30 below, and I'm not kidding. But anyways, that's all it takes to make one of these. Now, I did get the bottom, which I could stick that up underneath, or flip it over, grease the pan, and I have, today I'm going to cheat. I'm just going to make the Poppin' Dough biscuit stuff, instant things. Yesterday I made cornmeal muffins and blueberry muffins. This is wild berry, but just mix it all up. Grease up your little, that's bright. It's bright and sunny out. Take your little 6-inch pan, grease it, dump your stuff into it. Set it like that. Set this on top of there. And about literally a half hour and you're gonna have some little 6-inch muffin. It's gonna be totally awesome. Today, I'm not gonna make the muffin mix because, well, I don't feel like making it. It takes 2 minutes, but I do have the biscuit stuff. So I'm gonna go and grease up a pan, grease up one of these small ones, set it on there, and see how long it takes. The charcoal it's getting there. It's still smoking and mostly black, so give it a little bit of time, and then I will make some biscuits. Also, something else that I learned is this thing here. Ooh, it's a 1-gallon paint can, and it's the rocket stove. You take a soup can, cut a hole through the metal. It has to be a metal paint can. Not, the old ones are metal, new ones are plastic. I found an old metal one. Then I took a, what is that? Like a tomato soup, a tomato juice can, fruit juice can, whatever, a large one. Stuck that in. I don't know if you can see in the bottom where I went and cut a hole into there, shoved the soup can all the way through. Then around the edges here, I went and put a bunch of sand on the bottom, a ½ inch up, sand all the way around here, and that insulates it. Then you put this old grate off a gas stove. My daughter was throwing out, so I grabbed this rack off from that. And then once you do is you put your fire down inside there. Move this real quick. And you insert the wood through here, and it pops out the other way, and that's where it burns. And this stick here is actually too big, but there's a hope. But you use really small twigs, and you put your grate on top of that, and then you put your can or whatever you're going to cook onto that. Onto here, I'm just using the small tin can, and that's it. Basically, you just have a fire inside of here. Your cold air into there, flames comes up, so it's all contained into this inner thing here. And you just keep feeding little pieces of wood into here, through this tube, into there, and it burns. When I first made this 6 months ago or so, it was winter time, it was cold, so I was bored. And I made a pot of coffee on it, a full pot of coffee, percolator, got it going. It took me about 20 minutes to cook because it was so cold outside. But once the fire got going and I maintained it, I fixed an awesome amount of coffee. And other stuff I learned, if you take the stuff here off, you get to the stove itself. I've seen some people, I'm not really daring to try it, but turn this into a mini forge where you can heat steel, like if you want to make a knife, sword, whatever. I'm not quite brave enough to try that yet. Anyways, you get your fire going, you pile it up full of charcoal, you put your metal in there, raw metal into there, then you hook like a hair dryer or a small fan that blows in this way, and this superheats this. Then you can use it to, well, melt steel, aluminum, whatever, metal forging, and that gets 1500 degrees, pretty darn hot. And on the internet they tried it. I have not tried it, so I'm not going to advise doing it until, well, a professional helps you. So, but today's project is this flower pot grill / smoker. It's awesome, and once everything gets going, we'll get back to you in a few. Bye. Okay, the charcoal is nice and hot. I just stuck that in there. Sucker is hot. That steel grater's underneath there with the little vent holes to get the updraft going through the holes and up through there. Here is Did I say that's hot? That is hot. Put the grate on. First ones I'm going to try is 2 biscuits on a flat ceramic pot. It's supposed to be flipped over so it'd be a stand, but I'm using it as a plate. I did use a ton of Crisco into that, so hopefully it will not stick. Place that in the center. Charcoal's going. Right now, sitting in the sun, the little thermometer says it's 100 degrees. It's hot. Anyways, outside, the average temperature I think right now is like 85, not quite 90, 85. And there you go. My oven is working. Quick and simple. So, and like I said before, it was 100 just now. It's rising up. Honestly, I really do expect it to get up to around 250, and that's what it was most of the day yesterday, was around 250. So I'm just gonna have to wait and come back in a half hour, see how things are going. Thank you. Okay, I had to move it from the stand we had before because the table was a little rickety. So I put it on cement bricks. It's a lot more stable. Coming up here looking at the thermometer, reading right around 200. Let's take the lid off. It's been on for 40-45 minutes. And there's some biscuits. And this is what they looked like before and after. This is the Papando cheapies, but hey, it works. Okay, so yeah, those are hot. Let me rip it apart real quick. And it is nicely done. Perfect. Nice and browning, and it was about 40-45 minutes in a makeshift oven. Go ahead and pull this off. Gotta wear gloves or something because this stuff is hot. Hot, 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 hot. Even wearing this glove I can feel it. Okay. Well, this round pan here is from chicken pot pie, beef pot pie, something like that. Everything's reusable. You know, try to save Mother Earth as much as we can. So, like aluminum foil, you get in for pot pies, little bread biscuit things. It all works awesome. Okay, put this in. Now we'll come back in about, half hour, see how this one turns out. Thank you. And about a half hour or so of this thing being in the little oven thingy. It did not burn. It's nice and flaky, and it is hot. Inside's not doughy. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's hot, and it's done. So I would say this little thing here, I think there's an actual name for it, but I don't know what it is. To me, it's a success. It worked. Awesome. Thanks for watching.